Sacramento, California.
Woo! What you gonna do?
Better. Stronger.
Son of a bitch.
Faster.
Oh, yeah!
So here we are again. We're at a point where the DEA is trying to make something illegal that we all need and use every single day. And I'm here to talk about it. So to jump into this, I'm going to show you what we did with Joe Rogan and with Kratom from my movie A Leaf of Faith. And I'm trying to do the same thing here with testosterone.
The DEA is soliciting public comment about Kratom through December 1st. After that, it will decide whether it will proceed with any kind of regulation, permanent or temporary.
Kratom advocates went to work and sent over 5,000 comments to the DEA. But as the deadline got closer, I started getting nervous. What if it wasn't enough? What if they did really ban this plant and make it a Schedule I drug? Then I got an idea, and I sent a text.
It has these properties that have helped people bridge the gap when they get off of opiates so they don't have withdrawals.
It seems like this is a drug, or a plant, I should say, that just does not have enough, there's not enough data.
There's not enough research.
Not enough research.
The vet I was talking about, he can't live without Kratom. What are we going to do? Take it away from him?
Yeah.
Like, where's he going to go? Back on opiates? To the VA hospital? Like, it's...
Fuck. What a weird situation. So we really need you, Chris. this documentary is actually important.
The one way we can keep this legal and keep other things legal as well is everybody needs to go to a website that the DEA has set up. It's called kratomcomments.org. And if you make a comment by December 1st, the DEA has to read it. And your show is so powerful. If we can get 10,000 comments, then this is going to stay legal.
Outcry has the feds doing an about-face on a controversial herbal supplement known as Kratom. The agency was flooded with thousands of angry calls.
There we go. So the reason why I wanted to show everybody that is not to brag that I helped keep Kratom legal. I believe the power of Joe Rogan kept Kratom legal. I might have a little something to do with it. But basically, we're up against the same thing right now. The DEA is now trying to make it hard for us to get testosterone through telemedicine. And I can read from my Instagram post. I put up a post. I have told Joe Rogan about this. I have sent this to every single person that I know. Every famous, comedian, podcaster, blogger, whatever. I just sort of went nuts because what they try to do here, what the DEA tries to do all the time, is they will make a law and they'll sneak that law in at midnight, and you'll never know that the law happened, and it'll affect your life forever. The DEA and the FDA have already been cracking down on things like NAD, which is really popular longevity drug, really great for the body's mitochondria, for their immune system. We just got ravaged by a pandemic, and we're cutting out drugs that can help our immune system. It makes no sense. HCG is something that helps with fertility. We now live in a society that has lost 50% of its testosterone in the past 50 years, and we're taking fertility drugs like HCG off the menu for men. And now we're going to try to make it hard to get testosterone. So if I read the rules to you, I can actually read. I'll just read my Instagram post. It's probably the best way to get that message out there in case people haven't seen this and weren't able to read it. It says, urgent call to action. Fellow warriors of well-being, the DEA is attempting to impose restrictions on our access to testosterone and other anabolics through telemedicine, forcing us to visit doctors every 30 days for refills. It will now be easier for those struggling with addiction to access Suboxone, which is actually great news, but testosterone is made in our body, and this classification as being dangerous has no medical merit. Big Pharma's influence on the government cannot be ignored, and we must stand against it now. It's time to act responsibly, make our voices heard loud and clear. Worldwide testosterone levels have plummeted 50% in the past 50 years. More couples struggle with fertility than ever, and our taints are shrinking. Testosterone is not a shortcut to success, but the only way forward for a society that has dug itself a hole with plastics, estrogens, and a sedentary lifestyle. So visit the link below, which we'll get into, and I talk about how we can sort of overturn this. We've overturned it with Kratom. The real problem is that this isn't very clear of what they want to do. So I'll explain it. What they want to do is that if you now go to telemedicine, you would actually have to physically see that same doctor that you did the telemedicine with within 30 days of your prescription, basically making the idea of telemedicine now worthless to a lot of men that have to go to work every day, have jobs, don't have time to go see the doctor. You don't have time for a doctor's appointment on lunch break, which you may have time for a telemedicine appointment on lunch break, but you're not going to have time to go to a doctor, sit there in their waiting room forever, and get your testosterone. And the thing is, they're just making it difficult to get, and they're not really giving us much rhyme or reason. I have my own opinions. I think that they are trying to take testosterone out of the compounding world. And if you guys know about compounding pharmacies, they're just pharmacies that are allowed to make any FDA-approved drug, and they can make it cheaper. They make it with, generic ingredients usually, and these are allowed by law because not everybody can take the same dosages that are always made. So there's a bunch of reasons why compounding pharmacies exist. They also just really, really make these drugs that people use in bulk that have been off patent forever, like testosterone, just really accessible, really easy to get. And now the government's really cranking down on that. All we really needed to do is simple. I'd like you to go on this website. If you're a fan of me, or if you're a fan of More Plates, More Dates, if you're a fan of Joe Rogan, if you're a fan of Greg Doucette, if you're a fan of The Rock, any of these people, everybody uses TRT nowadays. It's a huge deal. It's something that, we need access to. We need people being able to get telemedicine. And if you go to federalreserve.gov, you can find on there should be a telemedicine. Can we find a link, Russell? Is there a link to this? I think I have the link on my Instagram. I'll look it up so we can pull up the exact link. And it should be the federalreserve.gov. And you basically leave a comment there. And I think it's best to leave a smart comment and to not, talk shit about the DEA. I don't think they like that. I think, you could say, hey, the way that I understand this law would make it difficult for me to get something made in my own body. You can make those kind of valid points, but I think attacking them doesn't help. I think it only hurts. But they do have to read every comment. So there is a page on here. How did you get to that, Russell? What is that link?
It's in your. I grabbed it from your bio.
Okay, so anybody...
And I'll put it in the comments. I'll pin it as the top comment.
We'll pin that as a top comment. Anybody can go to federalregister.gov, and I just implore you to go there and write a comment. And I can tell you what my comment said. My comment talked about how testosterone replacement therapy helped me physically and mentally get over a lot of challenges in life. I'm 50 years old now, and I actually physically feel better than I've ever felt. And that's all 100% due to the telemedicine help that I got at Merrick Health. So these things are really important. This is a public service announcement to anyone out there that uses testosterone. I don't care what clinic you go to. I don't care where you get it from. I just need people to make some noise. I need people to go to federalregister.gov and leave a comment for the government and tell them that we want to keep testosterone around and we want to be able to get and access testosterone through telemedicine so we don't go backwards. That's my message for the day. Thank you guys for watching, and please share this. Thank you.